What's going on, guys? It's Bryce with Fitzgerald. I'm back with another video. In today's video, we are ranking all the tracks on Ken Carson's new album, Great Chaos. It is finally here, and we have it here. I've been sitting with it for a few days because I wanted to make sure I have a nice understanding of the track list on here, so we are going to rank all the tracks on the album, tier list style. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, you know, show some support on the channel. Any support, I would greatly appreciate. But let's get into this. So as you can see here, I got the track list here on the tier list, chronological order. We're not going to waste no time. Let's get into it, starting out with the first song here, Green Room. Now, a lot of these songs have been snippets that have been hyped for a while. I kind of stayed away from the snippets. I heard some of them, you know, as the album was coming out. So, I know some of these are grails, and some of you guys might put these higher than others based off that fact, but hey, I'm coming in with pretty much a clean slate, so I'm going to give you my opinions on that. But like I was saying, Green Room. Okay, sick intro to the album. This was a snippet that was, you know, hyped up for a while, and it's really good. It's a really good intro to the album as a whole. It's not too energetic, it's not too low-key, it's right in the middle. It's kind of like a traditional Ken Carson song, but good thing for Ken Carson is he's really good, and a traditional Ken Carson song is good in my book. I'm gonna put this up in A. That's how I'm feeling on it. Next we have Jennifer's Body, which was another huge snippet grail. That this one I had heard snippets for a lot as coming out, but I do like it. It's not my absolute favorite on the album. The S tier, I'm gonna try to kind of be stingy. I don't know how it's going to end up. I might end up having a lot of these in S by the end of this video, but I'm going to try to be a little bit stingy because this album is really fucking good. It might be Ken Carson's best. I'm not sure. Jennifer's Body, it doesn't quite blow me away, but it is still pretty good. I'm going to put this up in A as well, all right? Next we have Fighting My Demons. Now, wow. Incredible. Impeccable. That beat switch towards the end is insane. I mean, there's a lot of distortion going on this album, and I'll get into that some in the later tracks, but this one is fucking wild. S tier, highlight on the track list for sure. Next we have Singapore, featuring Destroy Lonely, one of his 3 features on this album, and I actually really like this. I like the beat on here. I think Lone's verse was a little weak, tad bit weak, but I do enjoy it a good amount, and it was nice hearing this. You know, whenever Ken and Lone come together, you know they're gonna make some crazy shit. I'm gonna put this in A, I feel A is a nice spot for it. Next we have Lose It. Now, not one of my favorites on the album. It is a heavily distorted track, and I like that Ken Carson is kind of implementing that. It definitely goes along with the, you know, the whole album aesthetic he was going with. But I don't know. I'm just not feeling too strongly on it. It's a little bit too much going on for me, and Ken's performance isn't quite up there, but I still do think it's a good song. I mean, I don't really think any of the songs in here are bad, so I'll put this in B. That's how I'm feeling on it. Next we have Hardcore. Fuck, this was a snippet I did hear a lot of, and wow, did it deliver. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it is one of those hype tracks on here. I can't wait to see Ken in concert again, because I'm gonna go crazy to seeing this. I mean, I'm gonna go crazy. This is S tier. This is S tier. Come on now. Next we have Me and My Cup. Hard song. I enjoy the way Ken's like speaking on this track about like this girl and how she'll do anything for him. I think it's kind of fire, and I do enjoy it, but it doesn't quite have that it factor for me. You know, it doesn't quite have that for me. I'll put this up at A. That's how I'm feeling on it. Now we have It's Over. Now this is another loud distortion track that I think was executed better than Lose It. One of the hardest tracks on here. I mean, it just is in your face. It slaps. This was supposed to be a single for the album, but it didn't come out as a single, but we got it now, so that's all that really matters. And it's like menacing, it's like low-key scary, you know, and I feel like if the album cover could represent any song, it would be this song, if that makes sense. S tier on that. That's how I'm feeling. Next we have Succubus, which at first I didn't like at all. I'm not gonna lie, I like the filthy beat, but I didn't like the song at all. I thought it was bad, but A, after repeat listens, that is getting addicting. I actually really like this song now. It's not quite up in that S tier for me, but you know, the filthy production, Ken Carson's doing something different on here, and that's why I didn't like it at first. Ken Carson was doing something a little bit different than the rest of these tracks, and I wasn't sure if I was feeling it, but now, after I let it sit for a few days, that's why I waited a few days to get this tier list out, I like it. I'm putting it up in A. Next we have Paranoid, featuring Destroy Lonely. Now this leaked. This was a snippet that was going around for like fucking months and months and months, and it's dope. I think this is better than Singapore as far as the Destroy Lonely collab goes on here. And yeah, I mean, I've heard the song. I listened to it when it leaked. I've been pretty familiar with this song, and it's pretty classic to me. I mean, that's that Celtic snippet we've been waiting on. So A, that's S tier. That's S tier in my opinion. Next we have Pots. Kind of a generic, you know, Ken Carson track. It's not too crazy. There's nothing really too much going for it, in my opinion. I do enjoy it. I like the beat a lot, actually. One of the better instrumentals on here, but it's just, there's nothing about it that's really special to me. Alright, and for that, it's going in B. That's how I feel about it. Next, we have Like This, featuring Destroy Lonely again, and a little Uzi Vert. Wow, Uzi is collaborating for Cardi, which is fucking crazy. I mean, I have no words for that. I have no words for that. It is what it is, but however, this song's crazy. I mean, they're going back and forth, all three of them say a little bit, then they'll say a little bit, then someone else will say a little bit. It's sick. It's sick. I absolutely love this song. It's been on repeat. It just has been. S tier. S tier. Come on now. Next we have Overtime. I've said it for about 3 of these songs now, and they all kind of end up in the same spot. Kind of a generic Ken Carson song. It kind of is. I mean, I do like the hook, you know, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make $1 billion over time. I think that's kind of dope. But listening to it, it doesn't really pull me in like that. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. It is what it is. It's going in B tier. It's going in B tier. Next, you have Vampire Hour. Now, I do like this track. I feel like it doesn't really stand out in the track list. This little stretch of the track list wasn't my favorite, apart from that Uzi Destroy Lonely song. And, I mean, for tracks like this, I don't really want to shit on them because they're not bad songs. They're not standing out. They're not special to me, and that's really what it is. For this one, it might be B tier as well. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. That's how I feel about it. I'm sorry. Next, we have Nightcore. Fucking peak. I mean, that little picture of like the dolphin like jumping out of the water, that's this track. I mean, that is this track. It makes you feel just like this. I absolutely love it. I really do. This song is it's a great feeling track. Bitch, I'm Ken Carson. I'm from Atlanta. I like to pour 4s in my Fanta. S tier. S tier, baby. Let's get that the fuck up there. Now we have Nightcore 2, which I like less than Nightcore, but I do like it as well. I think it's a pretty good track. The way she moves, the way she moves, the way she move. I mean, Nightcore and Nightcore 2 are more upbeat tracks on here, and both of them kind of remind me of Project X a good amount. They're very Project X-esque in that era, so I really like that Ken Carson is diversifying his sound. You know, he has the more menacing, a great chaos theme stuff on here that really goes with the aesthetic of the album, and he's going back to his roots a little bit with the Project X, the more party, hyper-pop-ish tracks. And, you know, you did get some taste of X. A lot of these collabs and such were from that era anyways, so I respect it. This one's going to go in A. That's how I'm feeling on Nightcore 2. Next, you have Rockstar Lifestyle. Now, I know this was a snippet that was hyped up for a while, but, dude, I'm not going to lie. I don't really like this track that much. I think Ken Carson's vocal delivery on here is overbearing. It's loud. I don't know if it's a mixing issue, but it's just like, I feel like I can hear more of him than the instrumental itself, which isn't always a bad thing, but for this song, it sounds almost whiny. I'm not really that much of a fan of it, and y'all gonna get on my ass for this. You guys are, but shit, this is C in my opinion. That's C. That might be my least favorite track on here. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. And then the outro here, I Need You, which was a single that dropped literally like a year ago or some shit. Like, it came, I don't think it was that much. I think it was like close to like 8 months or so, but still, old track. And I've had a very long time to sit on it since we've been waiting for this album for like over a year. And I like it. I do like it, but comparing it to the rest of the album, I don't know if it's a recency bias. It's just really not holding up at much, and I'm kind of feeling a B on it because it is a good song. I mean, I know the lyrics to this song at this point. I've listened to it a ton. It's just not really holding up to the aesthetic and the theme of the rest of this album. It was an old single, so it is what it is. I'm going to put that up in B. That's how I'm feeling on it. So, looking at this right here, this is my final tier list. I mean, I don't see any problems with this. I know y'all are going to have some problems. I try to be a little bit more stricter on this tier list. You know, I did the Drake tier list, and I wasn't as harsh, and I had the S, like, overflowing, and some of y'all have problems with that, which is fine. But this is how I'm feeling on it. I mean, if you want to make your own tier list, there's a link in the description down below so you guys can do that. Make sure you tweet it at me. My Twitter's linked down there too. And if you guys enjoyed watching, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any videos, updates, anything like that. Go in the description, follow my TikTok, my Spotify, my Twitter, my Instagram, get that weekly updated new music Friday playlist, and join my Discord down there too. And yeah, it's been Bryce. Peace.
Come up with the hot shit, all they do is talk shit. You can never stop it, boy, just stop.